This man allegedly bought $2 million to keep his daughter warm while they were hiding. Approximately up to $2 billion was eaten by rats in his store each year. As in, like every year, rats eat up to 7 trillion of his money inside his store. Don't forget, he spent up to $2,500 every month to buy rubber band and used to wrap his money. The rubber band used to bundle his money. He spent up to $2,500 each year, and that was in 1990s. Now compare that money to now. Imagine somebody spending 3 million every month to buy rubber band that he's going to use and wrap his money, that he's going to use and bundle his money. Now, that was in 1990. If you should compare that money to now, our present economy in Nigeria, somebody in Nigeria spending 3 million every month to buy rubber band and use and bundle money. You already know the kind of riches that he has. So this guy spent that amount of money to buy rubber band each month and bundle money. And you wonder how he got the money from? Cocaine. Today on Talk with Ashley, we're diving into the story of a man who went from an ordinary small town boy in Colombia into the most feared drug lord in the world. This is the rise and fall of Pablo Escobar Emilio Gaviria. Pablo Escobar Emilio was born on 1st of December 1949 in Rio Negro, Colombia. Growing up in a lower middle class family, his father was a farmer and his mother was a teacher. Nothing fancy, right? But Pablo had big dreams. He began his criminal career at a very young age, engaging into petty crimes, smuggling contraband, selling fake diplomats, and even stealing tombstones. At the age of 20, he graduated into more serious offenses: cocaine trafficking. It was becoming very highly profitable in the US. And you know what? He didn't only join cocaine trafficking, he now took over. He quickly rose into prominence, and in 1976, he co-founded the Medellin Cartel. Medellin Cartel quickly became the largest cocaine smuggling industry in the world. With a mix of charm, strategic bribery, and ruthless violence, Escobar turned Medellin Cartel into a cocaine empire that dominated the US market. He had an estimated net worth of $30 billion, which, if we should convert it or we should compare it with today's economy, should be up to $60 billion. He was ranked number 7 of the world's richest men by Forbes. He was known as the king of cocaine in the whole world. Reportedly, rats eat up to $2 billion of his money, and if we were to convert that $2 billion into Nigerian naira, that would be up to 3 trillion, 3 trillion, 96 billion, 365 million naira. He once burned 2 million naira to keep his daughter warm, as in just burning the money just like that. But with power came blood. He had only one rule: plata or plomo, silver or lead. You collect his bribe or you collect bullets. Thousands of judges died during his reign. Judges, politicians, police officers, and even innocent civilians died too. But here's the twist: while the world see him as a ruthless criminal, the people of Medellin see him as a hero who helped the needy. He built houses, saucer fields, and school for the poor. Kids wore his face on t-shirts. People protected him. They made him hard to capture. In fact, the whole neighborhood shielded him from authorities. To them, he was not just Pablo Escobar, he was Don Pablo, the Robin Hood. So in 1989, Escobar tried to enter the Colombian politics. He was elected as an alternate member of the Colombian Congress in 1982. I know what will happen if he wins the election. In fact, he does not even need anybody to vote him. Plata or plomo. But then his political career ended when the US exposed his criminal background to the Colombian government. This made him even more aggressive towards the state. Escobar declared war on the Colombian government when they supported the extraditions to the United States. He declared murder of the Colombian presidential candidate Los Carlos in 1989 and also orchestrated the bombing of Avianca 203, which killed 107 people. So he actually thought that the presidential candidate Luis Carlos was inside that plane, Avianca 203. So he orchestrated the bombing, and at the end of the day, he was not actually in the plane. But all the people in the plane died at the end of the day. 107 people, all of them died, including three people who were not in the plane. They were just outside the plane. They also died. The bombing affected them. He was responsible for the murder of thousands of judges, politicians, police officers, and even innocent civilians. Medellin became one of the most dangerous places in the world. The US wanted him extradited, but Pablo had one fear: American prison. So in 1991, he struck a deal with them. If they would allow him to build his own prison, then he would surrender to them. So they agreed and allowed him to build his own prison. That was when he built his own prison and named it La Cathedral. In this prison, there's a football field, there is a bar, there's even a jacuzzi. In fact, it was even more luxurious than a hotel as of then back then. So he was arrested and dumped into that prison, and then the government tried to move him to a real prison, like to move him to jail. He escaped. For a year or two, he was playing cat and mouse with the police, hiding up and down, looking over. The police were looking for him. But on December 2nd, 1993, that's a day after his 44th birthday, his luck ran out. The police found him and surrounded him in Madrid. He tried to escape and climb rooftops, so shots were fired, and then moments later, the king of cocaine lay dead. Some believe that the police actually shot him. The bullets that the police were, firing up and down shot him. But others believe that he actually shot himself, choosing death over going to prison. Either way, his empire is gone. Pablo's story was one of ambition, power, fear, and contradictions. To some, he was a monster, while to others, he was a savior. But one thing is for sure: his name will never be forgotten. I am Ashley, and this is Talk with Ashley. Stay tuned and see you next time.